So for 15 years, I waited tables or bartended or was a slave of the service industry in one way or another. I first went to school for business management, realized that was not the answer. And then I went back to school in 2007 for photography. Went to the Art Institute of Washington. While I was there, I still had to maintain a full-time job serving tables in Georgetown while I went to school, which was probably the most hectic, crazy time of my life. But, you know, at that point, I thought I was doing it. I thought that's what was going to get me there. I thought that was what the answer was. It wasn't until, I guess, about 10 years later that I was waiting tables in Boulder, Colorado, that I realized that the first thing I needed to do in order to live my dream was to lower my overhead, get rid of that rent. I was paying $1,000 a month in rent. So it was making me a slave to the restaurant I worked at. I had to pick up those shifts. Even when I didn't work, I had to work at the end of the month to make ends meet. I started doing some research, hopefully just like you guys are, looking on YouTube at different people and how alternative living is probably going to be the answer for me to get rid of my rent. And it took me straight to bus life. As soon as I sort of found out about bus life, as soon as I found out that this is something I could do, or van life really, I immediately just felt right. I knew I was on the right path, and all the pieces just fell right into place. So let me take it in 9 months later. Yeah, we ready for a little artist corner with Chad?
Artist corner, and you're sitting in a corner.
I feel like I need a beret. So we just got to Twin Falls, and I walked down to take some pictures, and I wanted to get some long exposure pictures, which means you set the camera on a tripod and you close the shutter as much as possible, and you try and take the longest exposure so the water looks like it's like moving. It has that movement to it. But it was too bright out, so, and we can't really wait till the sun goes down because we're trying to find a place to park for the evening. So I started getting desperate. I put my polarizer on the lens, trying to make it darker. It didn't work, so then I thought about sunglasses. So then I started holding the sunglasses in front of the camera and taking pictures. And I took this one picture that was in the right lens, the waterfall, and then in the left lens was the overlook with some people standing on it and some mist. And then everything else in the image is totally blown out and white. And I got shivers when I looked at it. It just came out so perfect. I love that image. So then I went down and started taking some images of Zaynah standing there, and then I got some closer shots with the same sort of technique, using Zaynah's polarized sunglasses as my filter to shoot through. And then I did some video, and I just think the video turned out so cool, and I had to share it with you guys because, I don't know, this is what's really cool and fun about being an artist, and I guess a photographer in general, and it's just messing with different media and seeing the cool results you can get. And I just love this little series, I guess, that I did at this waterfall.
I gotta say, it was pretty cute seeing you get so giddy and excited out there doing what you love. I loved it.
Thanks, baby.
For me, bus life was never about living off grid or living alternatively, you know, all these things that I was interested in before living in a bus but have now become passionate about. It was never those things that drove me to buy a school bus and turn it into my house. It was the fact that I wanted my time back. I wanted to be able to shape my time each day. I didn't want an employer to always control what I was able to do. You know, Chad and I were talking about this earlier. If you've ever felt like, you know, you can't do something earlier in the day because you have to work at night, or, you know, you work during the day so you can't do what you love at night because you're exhausted. If you feel like you're in that tug and pull where it's like, I'm never really getting the most of what I want from each day. I'm never really squeezing out what is the most important to me and makes me feel the best, and in turn makes you feel the best so that you can be the best back to other people. I just struggled with that cycle for years and years and years, and just like Chad, I tried to go to college, you know, different times, trying to do philosophy and business and thinking of pursuing a law degree, all these different things, because in my mind I was like, I just need a way to make a lot of money so that I can, in essence, buy time, so that I, you know, have so much money that I can buy more of those trips, and I can go on more hiking things, and I have more time to do yoga in the morning because I don't have to rush out the door. I just wanted more time to do the things that I love. And I'm not, you know, someone who has the one thing. Like photography has been for Chad, like it's always been this thing for him, and it's been something he's been trying to find a way to make his livelihood for years. For me, it's just, I'm interested in a lot of different things, and I'm really receptive to what makes me feel good and what makes me feel alive, and I like to dabble in a lot of different things that make me feel that way.
All right, good people. So we just got out of bed. We were sleeping, sort of, because I want to walk across the street to the neighbor's house, which is being built right now. It's under construction, and it's like this giant mansion. I'm not gonna like go into it. It's like on the edge of a cliff, and we want to take some pictures of the view. So we're gonna go do that. Okay, so we're standing outside this massive edifice that's yet to be finished. This huge house.
Construction project?
Yeah, and literally in their backyard is this waterfall. But
And the fact that no one's here works out well for us.
It really does. They all just left. All the construction workers just left a little while ago, so we just hopped on over, trespassed on over. So we're gonna get back to the bus and maybe go back to bed.
Listening to my heart and following what I believed was my dream, it took me to an amazing place.
It's just Chad and I. We don't have any kids, we don't have a family, and it's a lot easier for me to say this now than it is for some people who have a lot harder and higher responsibilities than I have, and I understand that. But if you are in a position where you don't have a lot of people to take care of, and you really can be selfish and really get the most of what you want from your life. The one thing, you know, as everyone says, the staple saying is, the one thing that's for sure is we are all going to die, and our time here is going to end eventually. So grab hold of it, make the most of it, and if you don't know how to do it, if you're like, I'm struggling and I'm feel like I'm being flooded by life and by finances and by poor relationships, figure out a way to realign yourself. And honestly, moving into a school bus conversion, moving into a van might be that thing that you need to give you the leverage you need to start reshaping your life into what you want it to be.
Every day now is like a dream for us, and yesterday was a really great one. We got to wake up right outside your brother Kamel's house, and then we got to meet up with him and go on a hike.
In Boise, which was super fun.
Props to you, Kamel. If you're watching this, he just quit smoking 2 weeks ago and went on that hike and killed it. He was actually like ahead of us the entire time.
We're like, should we stop and turn around, or should we keep going?
It was beautiful though. We hiked to Table Rock, all the way to the top. It was a gorgeous view of Boise. And then we hopped back in the bus, said our goodbyes, and drove to Twin Falls, Idaho, which is the most charming town I found in Idaho. It's really cool.
For our second adventure of the day. That's such the cool thing about our house being on wheels. We got to drive into town and do this awesome hike, and then pop back in and drive to an awesome location to see this amazing waterfall, where Chad took some incredible pictures that he was like, giddy
I was so happy about these pictures. We were so inspired by this area last night. We just parked on the side of the road right by the falls. Those spontaneous moments are the beautiful thing about bus life, and we had a great time last night.
When you're living a life that makes you feel continually inspired day after day after day, and I don't know, you get that zest to go do things like this. Like, I feel like you've just had that calling because you've been so inspired. You've just been walking through a state of inspiration, and that always allows for the most awesome creativity and just work that you're really, really proud of. So that was a really fun experience, and it was fun to watch you.
Thanks, man. It was fun. We're not telling you this just to kind of brag about how awesome our lives are. We just realized, you know, not too long ago, via comments and emails, that we actually have more power than we thought to inspire through this channel. So what we're really hoping is that you can relate our lives to your life and say, wow, it's possible, because we're just very regular people. Yeah,
it's kind of just feels like full circle when you get into something like this and then you have people reaffirming to you that you're inspiring them. It's like, what?
Yeah. Confirmation.
I'm inspiring you? Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
So, it's awesome.
So we just kind of wanted to share a little bit about what our experiences have been.
All right, well, we're going to get on the road for today. Headed towards Utah again, oddly. Salt Lake City on the way back.
Yeah, yep, we're headed back to Colorado. I guess we'll just throw that little bit in there. We are, yeah, kind of coming full circle to this West Coast wandering trip. We were gonna make it extend out for another like 7 to 10 days, but then we would have gotten back like 2 days before our wedding, and there's actually a lot of little loose ends we need to tie up, so we were like, we need to kind of get back to Colorado and make sure we get everything done for the wedding, and
yeah, so we're gonna head
hit
back
the road
now
for more adventures.
Then we're gonna head to Rocky Mountain National Park after we do a few things at the wedding.
Because it's absolutely gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Okay, well, thanks for watching another one, guys. Hope you got a little inspiration. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Great at checking out livingZEAL.com. That's where you're going to find our ebooks and our guide to building your own conversion.
Yeah, so many of you guys have been buying those recently, so I really hope you get a lot of value from them.
Yeah, it's interactive. We have our videos spliced in, so it's an interactive guide through building your own conversion. It's pretty cool. Also, we're doing those Q&A patron videos, so don't forget to become a patron for just $1, really. It's the minimum, right?
Yep, exactly.
Anyway, love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Cool.